Hey guys, Odian here, talking to you about this little guy. Now, I know a lot of you guys are trying to get into the world of vinyl, and one of the problems I had getting into the world of vinyl is that so many people told you had to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get premium sound out of a record player, and I'm here to tell you that that is not necessarily true. I know a lot of people just want to gradually get into the world of vinyl, and I'm here to show you how to actually set up a whole hi-fi system for less than $100. That is not including the cost of the record player itself. So it's the speakers and everything that's being set up. First, a little bit of the backstory that you need to know before getting into it. This is a non-amplified record player, which means that it has two RCA jacks that come out the bottom, and the two RCA jacks will look a little something like this, and they come off the bottom here, and they need to plug into something, and then you also have a ground wire. And that ground wire is going to stop any of the hums and stuff that comes off of the mechanical parts that are inside of the record player. Now, that is a non-amplified one. They also sell ones that are already preamped, and they normally come equipped with some speakers that are somewhere in the front or on the sides here. A lot of the traveling ones come preamplified as well. The benefit to having a preamplified one is that you don't have to preamp your record player. You can plug it straight into an actual head unit or a receiver. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you a receiver that I have, but it's not the receiver that I use for my record player. Okay, so this is the receiver I have. It's a Yamaha HTR5930. This receiver cost me about $150. My Blu-ray's plugged into it. My TV's plugged into it. It's also plugged into a subwoofer, and it used to be my hi-fi, and it did 5 speakers. Now it only does 3, which is the center channel, left and right. Because of the home that I'm in now, I don't have the cabling in the roof or in the ceiling to accommodate full surround sound. But a lot of people tell you, oh, buy one of these and you're set. That's not necessarily true, because what happens is that this is a modern receiver, which means it doesn't have what they call a phono amp. A phono amp is a preamplifier or an amplifier that will amplify the signal that comes off of those RCA cables. Those 2 RCA cables that you saw earlier, they are not amplified, which means that you're going to be sitting here and you're going to crank this dial up all the way up to 11, and you will barely hear it, which is really bad, because if you switch over to something else like the TV or your DVD player, you're going to blow out your speakers because you're playing it way too loud. There's a way to actually get this to work with this particular setup, but I'm going to assume that you don't even have this at all. But just so you know, the next piece will work for this and the actual setup that I have. So let me go ahead and show you what you need for a non-amplified record player, which is pretty standard. Most record players you buy are non-amplified. Okay, now this is known as a Phono turntable preamp. And what a Phono turntable preamp does is that it amplifies the signal that comes in. And let's see if it has it listed here on the back. Nope, I don't see how many decibels it's supposed to amplify it to. I want to say it was like 35 or 40. I can't remember, but I'll put a link in the description for this actual amplifier, because this is what I bought. Now, this is the part where I was saying that you can do it for less than $100. If you have the receiver, which you can still see here in the corner here, you'll still need to use this first. You need to plug your record player's RCAs into here, the ground wire here. Make sure you screw that on tight, and that will ground it to the box. Plug in the power, and then you need to get an RCA cable here and plug that to the back of your receiver. If you're going to go with the technique that I'm actually documenting in this tutorial, is that you'll use this box and digital stereo power amplifier. It's digital, meaning that there's no tubes or anything in it for clarity. It's just a straight digital signal. What you're going to do is take the 2 RCA jacks that came off the back of your preamp, and you're going to plug it into the RCA jacks here. There's no need to ground it, because obviously it's already grounded to your preamp. So the sound that comes out of your preamp should be clean, which means this is just going to amplify that clean signal. And then, as you can see back here, that's where you plug in your speaker wire. Once you plug in the speaker wire, you put the power onto it, and it has a nice little glow, and it will actually power up and do your speakers. Now this one here has 20 watts RMS, and like I said, I believe this one's either 35 or 40 watts RMS. So it really does give you a nice clean sound without having to crank the volume up too loud. This one has a bypass on it where you click the button and you can bypass the bass and the treble settings and just get a straight pass-through sound, or you can just tweak the bass and the treble if you choose to, depending on the album you're listening to. Ultimately, in the end, I believe I paid $14 for this on Amazon, and I paid $19 for this on Amazon. The cable here, I know you're going to go to like a Best Buy or whatever, and they're going to charge you arm and a leg for the cable. Actually, AutoZone. If you go to AutoZone for $4, you can get, I think it's 6 foot worth of cable, because it's audio cable, and you're not pushing that much RMS through the cable, so you don't need like a very high gauge wire, and it's enough to get you by. So if you take these two parts, coupled it with the part with the cable, that's close to $50 that I spent for this setup, and then that gives you another $50 to buy a pair of speakers. With that, you can go to Goodwill or Amazon.com. In fact, I'll see if I can find some speakers that are less than $50 at Amazon.com and put all that in the description. But as you can see, if you have a record player already, you just need one of these, and then you can plug it into your hi-fi that you already have, or one of these, and just pick up one of these digital amplifier bookcase speakers, and you should be good to go. So there you go, guys. A cheap and easy way to set up your vinyl, so you don't have to spend thousands of dollars, and it's a good clean sound. And when you get a little bit more professional with your hobby, you know, drop a couple extra bucks. But I mean, seriously, this costs next to nothing compared to everything else that's out there on the market. My name is Odeon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as I end this video, I always say, if I don't talk to you soon, well, I guess I'll have to talk to you later. Bye now.